Grab a black trash bag, some flowers, and a big basket because we're headed outside to make something really fun for your patio today. The trick to this project is lining the basket interior with a trash bag. You can get it inside the basket and then cut off the excess so that it's the exact height of your basket and there's not extra. If your basket is fairly tall like mine is, a great hack to fill up some of that excess space inside is to toss in some old plastic flower pots from the nursery, or plastic cups work too. Now we can fill the rest of the basket up with potting soil and start arranging our flowers. When I'm shopping for plants for flower arrangements, I always look for a filler, a spiller, and a thriller. Today I'm using lavender as the thriller to give this basket some height and drama. Then I'm filling up the rest of the space with colorful petunias. These are great filler plants for flower planters. They add tons of fullness and color, and they're really easy to care for too. And for our spiller plants, I grabbed 2 sweet potato vines. This is a really great trailing plant that will flow over the sides of the basket as it grows, which I always think looks so pretty. Now that everything's been planted and is looking gorgeous, you're probably wondering why I left so much open space on the side. Nestle a planter, bowl, or glass jar into the soil and fill it up with water. And now for the star of the project, we're adding this solar-powered fountain. This fountain is really cool. It comes with a bunch of different tips that you can swap out to create all sorts of different spray patterns. This fountain runs entirely on solar power alone. You don't need any type of batteries or power cords to plug in. Adding this fountain to your planters is completely unexpected and turns your flower planters into living, moving decor pieces.
The first thing I started with was a plastic barrel type planter. You want something that is pretty wide at the top and not too deep. Next, I grabbed one of those plastic trays that plants come on. I cut it so that I could fit it not halfway down the pot, but a little closer to the side. Then I'm going to fit it inside my planter so that it divides it essentially into 1/3 and 2/3 parts. Next, I took a brick. This helped take up some space at the bottom of the planter, but also helps keep that plastic piece in place. And then I have a bag of pond rocks, and I'm going to go ahead and rinse those off. They're coated in sand, and we want that off of there. You can take those rocks, and we're just going to start layering them on top of the brick and around the brick, and then on the other side as well. What we're creating here is a very shallow bath and a deeper bath. Once that's done, I grabbed this fountain I got from Amazon. It's solar powered. Since it's solar powered, you want to make sure that this is going to be placed in a sunny location so that it works. There are different nozzles that you can use for the top of the fountain, and I chose one that had smaller streams of spray, and we're going to place it in that deeper side. You need to make sure that it is in the water enough. This one had to be fully immersed, and then it will float on the surface, gathering the water from below and spraying it out from the top. The only other thing I want to add here are some plants. I've got some lemon balm that will root itself here, and some sedum as well. There's lots of plants that do well in wet areas, and you can add any that you choose, even some with some beautiful blooms, or some lemongrass would be a perfect addition. So I hope that you make this beautiful little bird bath pond area for your garden. It adds such a wonderful visual element, and it's so soothing to hear the water.
You are going to run for the plant pot shelves when you see how enchanting this idea turned out. I'm stuffing some paper inside a medium pot to catch any potential drips. A tube of waterproof silicone is being inserted into a gun. I'm applying silicone to the bottom of the plant pot along all the holes. I'm spreading the silicone with a small knife to ensure the entire surface is covered. The bottom tray is being siliconed, then pressed back onto the bottom of the pot until it clicks into place. The silicone is also being applied to any inside holes. I'm applying hot glue to the bottoms of both the small and medium pots, then holding them together until the glue sets. Container garden soil is being added to the lower pot. Flowers are being planted into the soil. Any gaps are getting a little more soil filler. I'm giving the top pot a quick rinse to ensure it's completely free of soil, then tipping it ever so slightly to drain the water. The empty top bucket is getting filled up with water. I'm opening up a solar water fountain, which will be the key element to this feature. I'm attaching included extenders to a solar water fountain, which will help keep the water fountain centered. The fountain extenders are being cut to fit the water-filled flower pot. Then once set inside the water, the sunshine instantly activates the water fountain, creating the easiest water feature for any outdoor sitting area or garden space. There is nothing quite like the sound of trickling water while enjoying your outdoor space. I hope this inspires you to ramp up your own simple flower pots with a special water fountain feature of your own.
Off I ran to the dollar store to find the parts for this inexpensive project. Time to prep the bowl and the foam ring. My foam ring wasn't connected properly, so using a sanding block, I cleaned that up a bit. So next, spray the outside of the bowl and the foam ring with primer. If you want, spray the bowl a different color first, then spray with primer, since you'll see the color inside the bowl. Let's attach the foam ring to the wire wreath ring, and for that I'm using zip ties. Grab a drill bit, the same width as your zip tie, and map out where the holes will go. Make sure the holes are low enough so the bowl will fit back into the foam ring later, and also make sure they're far enough apart from each other so when the zip tie is tightened, it doesn't pull through the foam. To attach the rings together, push the zip tie through a hole, wrap it around a tine of the wreath ring, feed it through the other hole, then gently zip the tie just enough to secure things. In testing the bowl back in the foam ring, I did need to push the ties into the foam so it would sit properly, so keep an eye out for that. With those two parts together, it's time to adhere the bowl. For this, grab some construction adhesive as it will be the strongest option. Hot glue can melt foam like this, so if it's what you have, just be judicious. From the underside, squeeze on some construction adhesive and make sure you're getting it in and around the areas where the foam and the bowl meet. Unnecessary maybe, but I added a few dollops over the zip ties just in case. To fill the gap between the bowl and the foam ring, I used some caulk. Just squeeze some in and smooth the seam with your finger, then let everything cure for several hours if not overnight. For the concrete, I used concrete repair mortar, but most any concrete patch product will work. Just be sure to wear a mask while you're working with it. Add a handful or two to a bucket and pour in some cool water. No need to get anything exact here. You're looking for a sort of thick melted ice cream consistency. This stuff sets up super fast, so if it's thinner to start, that's okay. I used a chip brush to start coating the bowl and the foam ring. This is mostly a skim coat to start, so coat everything, and then you can go back and layer or adjust further. As the concrete mix starts to set up in the bucket, you can scoop handfuls and layer more thickly as desired. Then, just let everything set up for a few hours or overnight. When the concrete has set, you can gently take a sanding block to it to knock down areas or make it a bit smoother. I preferred how mine turned out, so I didn't sand much. And there we have it! Time to test it out. Fill the bowl with some water, grab your solar fountain, and set it inside. You may have to adjust the sprayer a bit, but overall, this is a fantastic addition to my deck.